Hey folks, in today's video, I want to tell you all about snow days in Alabama. This does not happen very often for us, so this is a big deal, and I want to tell you about what it's like when we have a snow day in Alabama. I'm Phil Duke Jr. I'm the broker and owner of First Class Real Estate Capstone. I've been a lifelong resident of Tuscaloosa County, and I want to be your local Tuscaloosa real estate guy. If you have any questions about Tuscaloosa real estate, if you're looking to move down here, looking to invest down here, you've got kids that you're looking to send to school here, need somewhere to send them, feel free to reach out. My contact info is all over this channel, and you can click my calendar link and you can set up a video chat to talk directly to me. I do run a real estate company in Tuscaloosa. I have a bunch of agents that work for me, but when you reach out to me, it'll be just me and you from beginning to end. You won't be working with my assistant. You won't be working with a rookie agent. It'll be me and you from beginning to end. Let's go ahead and dive into snow days in Alabama. What do I want you to know about snow days in Alabama? I'm out here at my house. We live out in the country. We're on a dirt road, and we're the only house on the dirt road. I guess you would call this like a mini farm. You can see my barn out there with snow on it, and the house and the trampoline, the cars, the swing set, everything has snow on it. And the first thing I want you to know about snow days in Alabama is this does not happen very often, once or twice a year. And it's a big deal here, if you're coming from up north, or you've lived somewhere where you've had a lot of snow. You're like, why is it such a big deal for y'all? We have snow all the time up north. Well, the reason it's a big deal for us in Alabama is that we are not equipped to deal with it, okay? Our local governments don't have the heavy equipment to plow all the roads, to de-ice things, and about the extent of what you're going to see here is they're going to put some salt or some sand down on the bridges and on the low-lying areas on the roads. So because this only happens once or twice a year, our local governments here are just not equipped to deal with this. And some people say, well, that's dumb. Why don't they get stuff? I think it's actually smart, right? It would not make sense for us to have a bunch of snow equipment sitting around for something that maybe happens once or twice a year, okay? My dog is up there. The other one, I don't know where the other one went. I've got a little, she's about a year old now, a puppy. I think this is her first time actually being in the snow. She's running around somewhere. Maybe she'll come running in here in just a minute. But this just doesn't happen very often, so it doesn't make sense for our local governments to spend a bunch of money on snow equipment when this only happens once or twice a year. So if you're watching these videos, you're thinking about moving down to the south, you're trying to get away from snow, you're trying to get away from cold, no worries. This does not happen often. In fact, the temperatures, I looked at the forecast for next week. By next week, we're back in the 60s again, okay? So it's just barely below freezing today. Overnight, it dropped down to maybe 30 degrees. It was a little bit colder the day before. It was like in the low 20s, 22, 23. But that does not happen very often in Alabama. Like I said, it happens once or twice a year. It'll get cold like that, and then within a couple days, we've got the air conditioners back on. So we will have the air conditioner back on by next week. It'll be hot again. We'll be wearing short sleeves. So if you're considering moving to Tuscaloosa, considering coming to Alabama, and you're wanting to get away from the cold, outside of a few days a year, you're pretty much going to be away from the cold. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, what happens on a snow day? Well, I'll tell you what happened this week. Starting on about Sunday or Monday, our local weather forecasters started telling us that this was a possibility. And as the week went along, the forecast started getting clearer, and it started looking like this was really going to happen. So on Thursday, all of the local schools announced that they were not going to have school today, right? The main concern, the main issue for us is icy roads, okay? Today, all this snow, we probably got 2 or 3 inches of snow last night. It's raining right now. I don't know if you can tell that in the video, but it's raining right now. The temperature's getting up above 30 degrees. It'll probably be around 40 degrees by noon today. So a lot of this is going to be gone in a matter of hours. So when we have snow days, like, you got to get the kids out early, let them play. Mine spent the night at my mom's last night because they didn't have school and because her work got closed. And so they spent the night with Nene, and it's a big fun day for them. But what happened was yesterday, about 10 a.m. in the morning, we got the announcement, hey, schools will be closed on Friday. So what normally happens for us is when we have a snow day, when it's looking like it's likely, normally everything just closes down, right? We don't have the equipment to deal with it. It's too dangerous to get out on the roads. You know, if you've ever driven in icy conditions, it's kind of scary. You can slide off a hill. You can, go uphill and stop at a stoplight and slide down the hill. So what most of us do, what happens in Alabama for the most part, is we just shut down. Most people work from home if they're going to work at all, or we just have a snow day. We're going to make it up. We're going to postpone it, and we just stay home. So today we've got a snow day. My kids are at my mom's, but I'll be working from home today. I'm always on video chat, and so I can pretty much work from wherever. I work mostly from home, anyways. Other than when I'm out, shooting these videos and going and looking at properties and having a lunch meeting here there. I pretty much work from home, so it's not really affecting me that much. But for the most part, everything closes down. And what that means is when we know there's a snow event coming, it could possibly get bad, right? We're not used to the snow here, and so trees fall down because of the extra weight of the snow on the trees. We'll have trees fall. Trees will fall, and they will fall onto power lines. It can knock the power out. So if we're going to have a snow day in Alabama, you better be prepared. I have a wood stove in my house. It keeps our house nice and toasty when I do run it, but I mainly have it right now as a backup. If our power goes out, I've got firewood piled up over there in my carport, in my garage, and if our power goes out, I will start that thing up, and we will be good to go, okay? We also went to the grocery store yesterday. I got enough groceries for a few days in case this does get bad. I don't think it is. I think it's almost over. It's raining pretty good right now, and this stuff is already starting to melt. So I think it's almost over. But whenever a forecast comes, there's a chance that the weathermen get it wrong, that the weather forecasters get it wrong. So we just have to be prepared. So today, snow day in Alabama. The whole state shuts down. We stay home. We get ourselves prepared. We don't go out unless it's an emergency because we are just simply not equipped to deal with it here in Alabama. So that's what it's like to have a snow day in Alabama. Talk to you guys soon.